The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? Black Ops 7 time. I can't believe it's Black Ops 7. It feels like a meme that we're here, but we're here. Okay, so today's video, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's all about the Black Ops 7 beta, my thinks and thoughts. I streamed it a couple nights ago during the subathon, which is live right now. We're streaming every day of October, playing spooky games, playing horror games, zombies, Resident Evil, playing community games with chat, and it's a lot of fun. Big Chetty streams live on Twitch and YouTube. Make sure you're there. It's a lot of fun. Come hang out. Come say hi. But we did play the Black Ops 7 beta, and I've written down my thoughts and I sort of like I say a pros and cons list, I guess, of what I think is really good about the game, what I think is really bad about the game, things I want to see tuned, things I want to see changed. So strap in, bear with me, make sure you like and comment. Let me know what you thought of the Black Ops 7 beta. This is the whole point. They need to hear us talk about it. They need to hear us discuss why we hate something, why we love something, and why we want it to change. So here we go. Okay, so right out of the gate, something that I really liked about the game in general is its aesthetic. I loved the art style. It is very Black Ops 2 coded, as my friend Mr. King said. Yeah, it just reminds me a lot of Black Ops 2, and I think they said they were going for that initially when the game was being or I guess when the first reveals were coming out for the game. I think some of the game leaks initially like a year ago were like, oh yeah, this is like a Black Ops 2 like soft remaster. It's not that far into Black Ops 2. It is not a Black Ops 2 soft remaster. It's kind of like a inspired by Black Ops 2, but then the campaign's supposed to be David Mason, which was the protagonist from that game. So it does have something to do with Black Ops 2, but it's not exactly Black Ops 2 remaster. Maybe Black Ops 2.1, maybe? Go with that. I don't know if I'd call it 2.5. I don't know. We'll have to see if the full game comes out. Maybe it is a 2.5 or a 3. But, well, there already is a Black Ops 3, obviously. But you know what I'm talking about. Fans of the series know what I'm talking about. And having a Black Ops 2 coded game, having that aura, that vibe is really good because Black Ops 2, in my opinion, is the best Call of Duty of all time. It had the best multiplayer, had a really solid zombies, and the campaign was solid too. Branching paths, different stories. Pretty cool. I genuinely believe that Black Ops 2 is not just like one of the greatest Call of Duties of all time, but it's genuinely like one of the greatest shooters we ever got to play. So I'm huge into the Black Ops 2 art style, the theme, love it. Can't wait to see more of that. And then going into that art style, yeah, there is that Black Ops 2 theme, but it also has like a little more of like Black Ops 3 because this is, I think it's supposed to be 2035, and in this world there's like a little bit more of a jump into the future. So it has a lot more of like that sterile sci-fi, industrial sci-fi kind of thing. Not like Fifth Element, but maybe like a little bit of Star Wars, like Camino Star Wars, you know? Like clean white hallways and like test tubes and stuff like that. But then there's like a little bit of industry, like some of the maps were like one you're on like an oil rig kind of thing, but like a futuristic one. And there's not a lot of grease and rust and oil everywhere like you'd see in maybe like a modern style map. It was just very clean and very, I don't know what the theme would be called. Industrial, sterile, industrial sci-fi. Someone have to check me on that. I don't know. But very cool art style. I think it looks very good. And something that I really, really appreciated that I don't think a lot of people are really going to, well, notice this, but I do. I think the weapons look really good. This is a first-person shooter. You're going to spend a lot of time with these guns, weapons, using the animations, reloading, shooting, firing, whatever. And I really like the way they look. There is an attempt to have some weapons that we may have in our timeline or in our history, and they've been slightly modified with different names, so they look like, you know, it's a Scar H, but it's futuristic Scar H, which I think is pretty cool, you know. And then I don't care if the gun's a, you know, MK17-2035. Like, who cares what it's called? Because it's not real. That's fun. That's fine. Whereas, like, if you're a fan of Call of Duty, if you're excited for Season 6, which I kind of am because the MP40's coming back to Black Ops 6, I might play it for a week or two just to check it out. But it's not called the MP40. It's clearly an MP40. The MP40 is legendary in Call of Duty for multiple reasons, for multiplayer and zombies, but it's not it's called the Dresden 9mm or something like that. Just something completely stupid because who knows why they do that, but it's just called the MP40, dude. They gave the PPSH its designation, but not the MP40. It's just really stupid. Anyway, I really like the way the weapons look, so I don't care if the names are fake and like the Viper, the Mannix, like whatever. They've got all these crazy names, but they look futuristic, but they don't look too outlandish. And I think that's something about Black Ops 3 I didn't love. I think a lot of the weapons looked a little too outlandish. They look just a little too sci-fi, a little too weird. But these are a little more authentic and a little more grounded in like our reality, just like maybe an extension of our reality. So I think that's very cool. I'm loving the art style. That's a big point for me here. Loving the weapons, loving the way the game looks. It's graphically very impressive. That's all fantastic. But let's get into the gameplay. How's the gameplay? Okay, well, what's new here? Let's start with that. What's new? There's not a whole lot new, but there is a few things. Right out of the gate, they've made another improvement to the movement system, which Black Ops 6 did with the Omni movement, where you can sprint, walk, and dive in any direction, which sounded like it was going to be a return to like the not boots in the ground gameplay from the other futuristic Call of Duties, but it wasn't. It was very grounded, and really, that movement doesn't really benefit most players. It just makes the game feel very smooth and buttery, and it may save your life. Diving backwards may save your life. But in a good lobby versus good players, it's not really going to make a difference. But here in Black Ops 6, they've added some wall jumping techniques where if there's a high enough ledge that you wouldn't be able to mantle up normally, now you can just Super Mario Yahoo Wahoo off the wall and climb up, which I think is pretty cool. And I'm already starting to get a sense of how there's going to be some crazy wall jumping trick shots, which could be interesting for some content creators to make some sniper clips like that. Kind of cool. Wall jump 360. Kind of cool. Maybe there's a camo challenge for wall jump kills. I don't know. I hope not, because that'd be kind of hard. Wall jump kills for a camo, but that could happen, mark my words. But the movement system feels pretty good. For the average player, it's going to make you feel more smooth, more buttery. You're just going to be running around the map, having fun, shooting people. It's going to be great. For advanced players, they're probably going to abuse that, and that may be a negative. I've seen some gameplay already where there's players taking that to extremes, so we'll see if that gets toned down a little bit, or how that actually affects the whole game, because these are only a handful of maps, a handful of, like, there's still like a good 70% of the game that we haven't experienced yet, so tough to say exactly how that's going to work out, but I've got a taste of it, and it's a little concerning. Fun, but concerning. They've also developed more on the perk synchronization system from Black Ops 6, where in Black Ops 6, if you chose all red perks, which genuinely speaking, you didn't want to, you wanted to have a red, a green, and a blue, and you know, because the perks have different tiers, different categories, different abilities. Here in Black Ops 7, they're encouraging you to do the opposite. They want you to mix and match this time, because there's, instead of just having a bonus for having a red color group, a green color group, or a blue color group, now there's bonuses for having 2 reds, 1 blue, 2 green, 1 red, 2 green. You know, look, there's different, and like there was like a specialist operative or something like that. That's the perks that I had equipped, where it would charge my specialist meter faster if I got kills with a silenced weapon, which that kind of checks out for me, because I only use silenced weapons. I'm a stealth player, somewhat aggressive, but sometimes I sit back, so I use ARs, not so much SMGs, but that could work for me, because then I could pick a very powerful specialist bonus, and I would charge it faster if I'm getting the kills. So definitely a different way to play, and I think a very interesting mechanic for Call of Duty. I think that's a cool idea, and we'll see how that goes. I'm sure we're missing some perks from the game too, and I'll get to the perks later, because there's a negative side to it, I think, right now. My biggest concern from Black Ops 6, after playing for a year, or well, really like half a year, and then stopped playing for a bit because I got bored of it, which really sucks because I had a lot of high hopes for Black Ops 6, is map design. Map design in general has been an issue for a long time. You could argue it's been an issue since the dawn of Call of Duty, but in my humble opinion, the last 6 or 7 Call of Duties have struggled horribly with map design, both in just art direction, theme, and naturally just how they play. The Treyarch maps, the Treyarch games, generally speaking, are more inspired. They have more color, they're prettier, more of a globe-trotting experience. You know, you could be in a winter Russian facility, next minute you're you know, on a hijack, the boat in the sea hijacked. You're in a yacht in the sea to the nuke town, a nuke testing facility. My point is that there's just more variety in the Treyarch maps compared to the latest Infinity Ward maps, which just feel like war zones and military installations. And I guess that's fair because it's Call of Duty. There is active war zones and military installations, but my God, we need to like brighten it up a little bit. Modern Warfare 2019 has some bad maps. Modern Warfare 2 2022 has some of the worst maps I've ever seen in my life. That border crossing map, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. That is my vote for worst Call of Duty map of all time. What a horrible map, especially for a search and destroy player like myself. just dog shit. But Black Ops 6, as much as I love Treyarch, they really struggle with some of their map design. There was a lot of maps that really just, it felt like they came from the Modern Warfare side of things, which it could have. Black Ops 7, I gotta say, the maps that I played were a lot of fun. Leaps and bounds better, just in terms of gameplay. And the beta is a good, the beta is a good way to show off these maps because you can't just play your favorite mode over and over again. If I played Search and Destroy over and over again on the same maps, I'm going to have a different opinion and a different take than I would if I was playing Domination or Hardpoint or any other game mode on those maps. A good map, in my opinion, is something that flows well for most modes. I mean, all modes, obviously, that's what you want it to flow well for all modes. But in my opinion, if a map looks good, feels good for most modes, that's a good map. That's a great map. Something I'm happy they brought back from Black Ops 1 is map interactivity. So like one of the maps, it's like some weird winter mining installation, and you can move like an elevator up and down, and there's a point on the elevator. So on Domination, you can move it up and down, and there's just certain ways to play. There's a wall jumping section just after that. So they're really trying to have fun with their map design here. It's 3-lane, which is what we want. Now, are all the maps going to do that in the final release? I don't know. I hope so. I know we're getting a couple of remasters. We'll see how, like, I know Raid's coming back from Black Ops 2. We'll see how that plays in this game. I don't know. Because of the wall jumping and how fast you move in these modern games, tough to say. If I had to make a negative about the map, if I had to say something negative about the maps, I would say they all look a little too similar in the beta. Now, I said I was enjoying the art style, and that's true. The futuristic, sterile, sci-fi, it looks great, sexy, but they all look very similar. And I don't really remember I don't remember the map names. Usually I'm like, oh, there's that map. I remember it now. Something that a lot of people are talking about, and it is a fair point, is the doors. There's a lot of doors on these maps. However, they're not the doors that everyone's complaining about from the last 6 or 7 games, which is a fair complaint. I don't hate the doors from the last couple Call of Duties. I don't think they add anything, but I don't think they really take anything away. So if I had them or not, I really wouldn't care. Maybe 1 or 2 would be fine to peek open a door and you know, oh, that guy's opened a door, I know he's there, kind of thing. I think that's for a gameplay perspective why they're there, and to sort of lean into when they introduced that Modern Warfare 2019, it's sort of a more tactical game. But Call of Duty has completely moved away from that identity and it is back to being a fast-paced arcade twitch shooter. So I would not be upset if the doors got removed. I would be happy if these doors got removed, though. These doors, I think, are actually more annoying than the Modern Warfare doors. The Modern Warfare doors, you can open, you can peek, you can bust through them, and they stay open. These are like Star Trek, Star Wars doors where like they just slide open. But the problem is you have to be at a certain it's proximity. It's like the doors of your grocery store. You got to walk towards them for them to open. But the timing on it feels weird, and it feels really awkward to run to sometimes, especially if someone's running through it at the same time. Makes for some awkward firefights that don't feel very fluid. And a lot of times I found myself avoiding those doors. If I could avoid those doors, I will, because I didn't know what was on the other side. And yeah, you could say the same thing about the Modern Warfare doors, but this just felt a little more risky, and if I was on a good streak, I wanted to keep it going, and I avoided the doors. So yeah, if we could tone that back a little, maybe remove a couple of doors, maybe slow down the speed, because it opens so fast. It's just so quick. It's a little distracting too. So yeah, not a big fan of those doors. In terms of guns, all the attachments are seemingly back from Black Ops 6. There's still a lot of attachments. There's a lot of sights, a lot of sights I like. A lot of other attachments I don't like, and this is a good mix where they got like, yeah, there's like 20 sights that you can unlock, but there's maybe only like 2 or 3 grips, 2 or 3 stocks, or 4 or 5 stocks. Like there's not that many. Whereas like the other Modern Warfare games, there's way too many attachments, and the tuning bullshit garbage. This a little more clear, and they've gotten rid of some of the negatives of the attachments. If you put an extended mag on your gun in this game, at least on the weapons that I use, there wasn't a massive downside. There wasn't a movement penalty or a reload penalty. It was just there's an extended mag. Unless you're using the big magazine, or like the drum mag, or the belt fit, which makes a lot of sense, right? Like if you just want 10 or 15 extra bullets in your mag to help you reload less, that makes sense. But if you put the drum mag on, then yeah, there should be a penalty for that. So I like where the attachments are at. That's in a good spot. Something else that I noticed about creator class is that grenades and equipment have attachments now, or at least an upgrade. For example, I'm a Tomahawk player. I like using the Tomahawk. I think it's a way better way to get out of a gunfight sometimes than using grenades. And now, to put an attachment or an upgrade on the Tomahawk, or the throwing axe, whatever you want to call it, you can put faster pull-up speed, so I can pull up my axe faster and throw it faster, which for me works out great because that's how I like to use it. But there was also another attachment that'll let you throw it farther, so perhaps maybe you get a little cross map with it. I don't know. Maybe that's how you do cross maps. We'll see how that goes. But frag grenades had it. The stims had a choice. The lethal and non-lethals had a little bit of an upgrade, so I thought that was a cool addition to the game. There's a couple new kill streaks, which makes. I mean, there's a lot of robots and AI stuff here. Going along with the theme makes a lot of sense. However, that to me makes it a cold-blooded heavy game. Any of the Call of Duties that have like the sci-fi aesthetic or the sci-fi setting, there generally seems to be more kill streaks or abilities that in my opinion, require me as a stealth player to use cold-blooded. Some Call of Duties, I don't need to use cold-blooded. Some Call of Duties, I just need Ghost or the perk that keeps you off radar, which I always use. But seemingly, this is going to be another year where I'm forced to use cold-blooded. And essentially all that does is just keeps me off radar from AI or CPU-controlled kill streaks. But in this game, there's a lot. And my playtime was simply better when I got cold-blooded. There was drones flying everywhere, the little roly-rollies rolling everywhere, the walking dogs with the machine guns, I think it's just dog now. There was tons of player-controlled kill streaks and AI-controlled kill streaks that my experience was just much better because I was using cold-blooded. So I'm happy cold-blooded's there, but I think it's a little too heavy. I think cold-blooded should be in another perk category because all the stealth perks right now are in the blue category, and at the moment in time, I cannot choose all the stealth perks, which is how I like to play, which Black Ops 6 lets you do it. I wish they let you do it here, so that's kind of unfortunate, so I hope that gets changed around. Something I'm not a big fan of is like the see-through wall bang sniper. I don't know what it's called in game. I didn't get it. I was using just classic helicopter UAV, counter UAV, but basically there's a sniper rifle. It's like a one-shot sniper that you can charge up, that you can earn as a kill streak. I think it's a 8 kill streak, something like that. So it's mid to high on the kill streak list or score streak list. But basically, you can look through walls, you can see people through walls, you charge up the sniper shot, and you can kill them. In respawn game modes, it would be a little annoying, especially if I'm on a point and someone just gets that in a care package, or they earn it and they just start ripping through walls. I think it's only got like 6 shots, so you only kill the team once. Fair enough. But that would be a little annoying. But where that's going to really piss me off is search and destroy. I am a search and destroy player, like I previously mentioned, and if you get that and you start a round and you kill everyone pretty much off spawn, if you kill 3 or 4 players off spawn, which you easily could do with this sniper, that completely changes the balance of search and destroy. So while I think it's a cool idea for campaign or zombies or Warzone, maybe I mean, actually for Warzone there's a lot of cheaters, that'd probably be even worse. For search and destroy, for no respawn game modes, I think that one should be banned from that mode. So like, hey, if you're using like, they've banned stuff before like that, I feel like. So like, maybe, I mean, that won't be in competitive. When competitive comes to Black Ops 7 for ranked mode, there's no way that'll be in there. It's just way too powerful. Respawn modes, hardpoint, domination, yeah, a little bullshit, but like, I don't think it'll matter too much. But in search and destroy, that is absolutely gonna piss me off. I got killed by it twice in a couple separate games, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with that. I already hate that, so no thank you. And then lastly, I think the big question, the big topic at hand here, because I played the beta for about anywhere from 6 to 8, maybe 10 hours. I streamed it for a bit. The big thing we gotta talk about is skill-based matchmaking. Skill-based matchmaking has been a hot topic in the Call of Duty community for a long time now. I think it's bullshit. While I agree having a little skill-based matchmaking is good, it'll keep games somewhat interesting, that's fair. However, whatever system they're using, however it's dialed in, however it's tuned in, shit is on wumbo mode. It needs to go back to minuscule, bro. It cannot be this potent. I cannot tell you how many people, content creators, players, casuals, anybody will agree that if you do well in any modern Call of Duty, you have 1 good game, God forbid you have 2 good games. The next 3, 4, maybe even 5 games, you will get pummeled. You will get pummeled into the ground. You will run into MLG content creators. They don't even talk in their videos. It's just they're doing 2009 ass content, making clips, 360 YY, and they're hitting the shots. Well, you know what? God bless them. I don't want to play with those guys. I just want to come home from a long day of work. For me, a long day of being on set. Come home, chill out, play a game, grind some camos with my buddies, hang out. If I want to compete, I'll go to search and destroy. That's what I like to play. That's my competition mode. When competitive and ranked, and if we don't have a team together, I go to play search. I unlock weapons, attachments, I learn how to play the game, and I go test it out in CERT. That's where I test my metal. But a lot of times, because I'm a player who is, I wouldn't say I'm a great player, but I'd say I'm slightly above average. Trust me, ladies. I'm a slightly above average player in Call of Duty, and because of that, for me, my win-loss ratio, my kill-death ratio, basically, I win a game, pummeled. Win a game, pummeled. And when I say win, I'll get like 40 kills a match. 40 kills, 20 deaths. Pretty good. Am I joining Atlanta FaZe? No, I'm not. But it's pretty 40 kills, 20, anywhere around that ratio. Anywhere around there. And then I feel good about myself. I go, wow, I haven't played Call of Duty in a while. And hey, I just got a bunch of kills. Let's see what's new. And the next mode, I can't even spawn in. I can't even spawn. Like, I cannot tell you how frustrating that is. And the people that want that, go play something else, bro. I don't know what to tell you. And they probably tell me the same thing too. But I think it's very stupid. I think skill-based matchmaking has absolutely tarnished Call of Duty, in my opinion. I think it's just and you know, this is the craziest part of the video here. This is the hottest take I'm gonna have. I want to buy Black Ops 7. I want to play it because they had an open beta. Or sorry, well, they had open beta. They had an open skill-based playlist in this beta. For the first time, I think ever, this is the first time they've ever done that. There was an open skill playlist. And you know what? I had so much fucking fun. It was crazy the amount of fun I had. I played with friends on stream, and I played with chat on stream, and I played solo. A complete mixed group. Good sample size. And I had more fun in, let's say, the 50 games I played in open than I've had in the last 5-6 years of Call of Duty. Why? Because it felt random. It felt authentic. Yes, I still lost. Yes, I still ran into players that were killing me. I still ran into good players. But the amount of times that I'm running into them is significantly less. And on top of that, the rest of the teams are more mixed and balanced. Because a lot of times when you play with friends, for example, if I'm slightly above average and I'm playing with, we have a buddy named Applegate. Shout out to Applegate. Love you, buddy. If we're playing with Applegate, who's an amazing player, he's a fantastic guy. He's a god. He was our Slayer in Call of Duty. He was amazing. If I was playing with him, he's number 1. I'm somewhere maybe 2 or 3. Then we've got a bunch of other friends that are somewhere in the middle, and then we've got a couple of friends that aren't very good. But we're all playing Call of Duty. We're all having fun. If we bring those lower tier players in, how are they going to have fun? If Applegate and me are sweating to even just stay alive, he's someone that would get 60, 70 kills a match. I'm averaging about 40. How the hell are the players that average 15 to 20 kills a match at best with 20 or 30 deaths to match it? How are they supposed to have fun? They're not. And that's what made this beta so much fun. Overall, it was so much fun to be in an open skill base, to have just random pubs. It's public. Just to be in a public skill base and just to get to I got to experiment. I got to play with the weapons, the gadgets, the tools. And as a small content creator, that's kind of what I'm into now. I'm kind of about just making videos, talking about stuff. And I got to experience most things in game. Yes, I did play it for a while. Normally, I can't do that in other Call of Duties because I'm forced to use the meta weapons, meta stuff, meta this. Before I actually go, though, I will say the balancing right now is in a good spot, at least weapons-wise. I didn't notice any weapons that were like crazy OP or like I needed to use it. Everything felt pretty solid. Just more of the kill streaks and the perks that need rebalancing. The weapons felt pretty good. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. I love you guys so much. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you tonight for the subathon. I love you guys so much. We'll see you. Bye-bye.